Hello, everybody, and welcome to Modena to Maranello, your Ferrari Motorsport podcast. So today, we thought a couple of things we'll do. The first thing was Paul put up a poll on the Facebook page asking everyone to choose their favorite not F1 drivers, actually. I think it was just their Ferrari drivers, wasn't it? So Paul's got the results of that, which we thought you guys might be interested in listening to. So anyway, here it is. Over to you, Paul.
Yeah. Hi, guys. So basically, I asked for two Ferrari drivers because I expected that Michael was going to win it by a country mile, which he has done, as you can expect. So it was just interesting to find out who else people liked as a Ferrari driver over the years. So, as I said, Michael was top of the poll with 37% of the votes.
Wow.
So that was pretty much expected. I felt sort of 40%, 50% would be Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up being 37, so he was miles ahead of anyone else. Then we had a joint second. That was Kimi, who's obviously a big favourite to a lot of Formula One fans and Ferrari fans, of course.
Everyone loves Kimi.
Yeah, so Kimi got 10% of the votes.
Mm-hmm.
And joint second with Kimi was Charles.
Oh, okay.
10%.
Surprising.
So,
yeah,
so showing how popular he is. And I'm sure quite a few people that obviously voted that maybe have only watched F1 or supported Ferrari for the last 2, 3, 4 years. So obviously he's going to be a big favourite there as well. And then we had another joint two. That makes it joint fourth place. That was Gilles Villeneuve.
Gilles, yes.
Obviously a popular choice, as you can understand. And alongside him was Fernando Alonso.
Wow.
Joint.
Okay.
With 7% of the votes they got.
It's amazing. I mean, Gilles won 6 Grand Prix, I think. And, just shows you how many Grand Prix or World Championships you don't have to win to become a legend, right? So
I just
it's amazing.
Just sheer grit and determination, and how he
absolutely
and his relationship with Enzo, and how he could have been a lot more if it wasn't for, unfortunately, his accident. There's a lot of big Gilles fans out there, definitely. In sixth place was Sebastian Vettel.
Ah, okay. Yeah, thought he might be a bit higher actually, but
true. Yeah, absolutely. And then we had in a joint 7th place was Niki Lauda with 3
legend
and a bit of a favourite of mine, and I think of yours, was all the way from Northern Ireland, was Eddie Irvine. He was a bit of the underdog with Michael, obviously at his time, but he obviously became a big favourite. The way he was, his sort of personality and character, I felt.
I loved all that stuff he did. The way he talked, he was so frank and open, and just his attitude. I loved that. At that time, it was just refreshing to see that. Because you had this sort of serious guy with Michael, who was all business, on track, and then Eddie was just sort of cruising around on a moped, just picking up girls and going to parties and just, telling people how bad the car was, and then, and leaving. I just loved the attitude behind it. It was so contrasting. But and
he always knew he was going to be the, behind Michael all the time. Michael was quicker than him, and he always said that. I remember he used to always say he did a perfect lap, and then Michael would take half a second off the lap within 5 minutes of him doing that particular lap. And no, it's just, to think a boy from Northern Ireland was driving in Formula One for Ferrari was just magic.
Incredible.
And winning constructor championships, obviously, with Michael, and also, as we spoke about before in Schumacher's podcast we did recently, about nearly winning the championship in '99 as well, which was incredible. With Michael, unfortunately, on the sidelines there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
So now, thanks for everyone who got involved with the poll. I think it was probably nearly around 200 votes, which was fantastic, as we're still growing full group. So that was fantastic to see. Everyone got involved with the poll. I've got a few people's favourites here. If people don't mind me mentioning them. I can't obviously mention everyone.
Yeah.
But we'll start with yourself, Toby. I think people can probably guess. Well, we mentioned it's Eddie anyway, and I'm sure people can guess after the the podcast we're doing. Michael's obviously your favourite as well as Eddie.
Yeah.
Myself, I was Eddie as well, and I chose Charles. That's my two favourites there.
Great.
Our good friend Greg, who's
Greg
Ferrari.
Greg Ferrari.
Great guy. He chose. He didn't read it, Greg, properly. He chose four drivers. So not
joke, Greg.
He chose Michael and Eddie as well, and he chose Charles, and he chose Felipe Massa as well. So there we go.
Well, that's a good choice, Felipe. Yeah, I mean, great choice. I mean, he's a dear favourite for sure.
And Don, who's the president of the SFC Island group, who's a great contributor to our group, and great guy. He chose Michael as well, and he chose Kimmy. Right. And we also had David Noble again, who's a good friend of our podcast, who's always getting involved and giving input. He just chose Michael. I think he just put Michael down as his. Our Italian correspondent, Assunto, she chose four drivers. Fair enough, that's all good. She chose Kimmy, Michael, Sebastian, and Gilles. So yes, there. Let's moving down here. Paul Veazey, who runs the Facebook group DrivePass.com. He does all the posters of famous films. He's said posters. Recent Ferrari film. He likes the older drivers. He was Phil Hill and Fangio. So
wow,
great in that day and age.
Yeah,
so, that's fantastic. I must mention my wife, or she won't be happy. She likes Bastian and Fernando. That was her favourite.
Okay.
Ben McRae, another great guy. We know very well. Eddie and Michael. Got Matteo Cardin, who I'm pretty sure he works within Ferrari. He was Michael and Eddie.
Hey, very good company here.
Yeah, very, very good. Our good friend Fabrizio, he chose Michael. Yeah. And see if we've got anybody else down here. Sorry, my mom.
Go on, let's hear. Yes, Paul's mum.
Michael and Fernando. She chose Michael and Fernando. So lots of different drivers. It's not always about who was the fastest or who's the best. You just have a personal interest for certain drivers, and that's great to see from the poll there. We also had quite a few hypercar drivers as well added to the group, which was great. Puguidi, Collado, Foucault, so Giovinazzi, of course. So it's great that people are finding them as a favourite as well. That's great to see as well. I feel that it's not just the Formula One drivers; it's now going to be the hypercar drivers are going to be up there with those guys as well. So
deservedly so. Yeah.
So thanks again, everyone, for getting involved, and I'm sure we're going to do some polls throughout the weeks as well. So there'll be more polls on the Facebook group as well as we go forward.
Great. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun to read your comments and get the feedback from all these polls. So, we do this just for a laugh, really, and just to have some fun. And so it's great to see everyone getting involved. And so thank you. So that's the poll update. And thanks. Bye from me, and see you soon.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. I said cut then. That was a bit shit, wasn't it?